Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a close look at the fiscal reality of a growing community. Specifically, we're breaking down the North Yarmouth fiscal year 2027 budget. You know, it's actually a fascinating look at the very real tension between maintaining critical infrastructure, keeping top talent around, and, of course, managing the burden on taxpayers. Let's get right into it.
So, here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at the overarching FY27 budget reality. Then, we'll dive right into the ground-level choices for public safety and public works. And finally, we'll examine the town's overall financial health and future outlook.
All right, Part 1. The FY27 budget reality.
North Yarmouth, like a lot of municipalities out there, is feeling a real squeeze right now. On one side, they're dealing with a highly competitive labor market. I mean, filling vacancies is just tough right now without competitive wages, right? And on the flip side, they're projecting a drop in state revenues, specifically revenue sharing, largely because the town's property values have actually gone up so much. So that brings us to the hard data. The total proposed municipal budget for the town is $5,561,577. When you factor in those declining state revenues we just talked about, we're looking at a 3.8% net increase over the current year. It's a pretty significant number, and it definitely requires some tough choices.
Now you might be wondering, how does this budget actually translate to the taxpayer? Well, the town's portion of the mill rate increase is estimated at just 18 cents. But the major driver of the tax burden, that's actually the MS-8051 school budget, which is projected to add $1.20 to the mill rate. That's a huge difference, and it brilliantly highlights where the bulk of these tax increases are really originating from.
Moving right along to Part 2, funding public safety readiness.
During the budget workshop, there was this great kind of playful tension. An arm wrestle, as they called it, between prioritizing a new excavator for public works or replacing a 2015 fire ambulance. Now, the ambulance might only have 68,000 miles on it, which doesn't sound too bad, but here's the crucial detail. It has nearly 4,000 idle hours. In emergency services, engine hours wear a vehicle down just as much as actual mileage.
And here's exactly why the fire chief is pushing for this ambulance right now. First, you approve the funds. Then, you wait. And wait some more. Because lead times for new ambulance builds have absolutely exploded to an unbelievable 39 to 48 months. Finally, nearly 4 years later, the vehicle actually arrives. Basically, if the town waits until the current ambulance literally dies, they're severely compromising their emergency readiness.
Okay, Part 3. Investing in public works.
Public Works Director Clark Baston proposed a new $220,000 excavator to replace an aging backup fleet. Let's put this into perspective. If their primary gear fails during a bad snowstorm, the town is currently relying on a 2003 backhoe that famously struggles to even start in the cold, or get this, a grader from 1971. So this new excavator isn't just some shiny new toy. It's absolutely crucial for guaranteeing uptime, making sure the roads are cleared and maintained without any dangerous interruptions.
Speaking of roads, the budget also proposes a $300,000 roadway reserve. This is so vital for supporting critical, long-awaited paving projects around town, prominently including Sligo Road. Setting this money aside ensures the town can actually keep up with compounding maintenance rather than falling dangerously behind.
Part 4. Repairing West Cust to Go Hall.
Take a look at the West Cust to Go Community Center. It's a truly fantastic facility for the town, but it's currently requiring $64,160 in immediate capital safety repairs.
Now that $64,000 budget feels very real and grounded when you look at the specifics. See, the building currently lacks an airlock vestibule, so during that classic wet and icy Maine weather, folks trek in all this snow and salt which creates severe slip hazards on the hard surfaces. The safety improvements will replace the slippery, buckling tile on the ramp leading to the gym with durable vinyl and fix up the concrete entryway. It's really all about directly reducing the risk of a resident taking a bad spill.
And finally, Part 5. Financial health and outlook. So how on earth does a town afford all of this? Well, one powerful tool they use is tax increment financing, or TIF. The town has actually booked $2.1 million in TIF revenue, and it's being creatively allocated. This includes $150,000 just to maintain the town's 2 to 3 miles of sidewalks. Plus, there's $124,800 to help buy that new ambulance we discussed earlier, $25,000 for a comprehensive plan update, and another $20,000 for permitting and trails over at Knights Pond. But what about the town's savings account? This actually brings us to a critical question that was heavily debated in the workshop. Should the town just spend its $2.7 million safety net, what they call the unassigned fund balance, to offset taxes this year?
Well, both the town manager and the auditors strongly advised against doing that. The crucial point here is that maintaining a 12 to 16% buffer in those unassigned funds protects the town against massive million-dollar emergencies. Let's say a vital piece of equipment completely fails. This buffer prevents the town from having to suddenly hit taxpayers with a huge unexpected emergency charge. So it's really about ensuring long-term stability rather than just artificially lowering taxes today.
As the workshop wrapped up, there was this really wonderful moment recognizing the actual people behind all these numbers. Budget Committee member Paul Parenteau highlighted the upcoming retirements of Town Manager Diane Barnes and Public Works Director Clark Baston. He noted that they perform, quote, thankless jobs, and you've both done them very, very well, and thank you. It's just a great reminder of the dedicated public servants working hard behind the scenes to steer the ship.
Which leaves us with this final thought to ponder. How will North Yarmouth balance rising costs with strategic investments in the years to come? Navigating that tension between municipal readiness and the burden on the taxpayer is an ongoing challenge. When push comes to shove, what do you prioritize? That's all for this explainer. Thanks so much for joining us, and keep questioning the numbers.